welcome. Today's project is going to be a adjustable dog collar. I tried to theme it for fall with the colors. So this particular weave, I've found it under two different names. One I don't pronounce very well, so I'm just going to put it on the screen for you. And the other one that I have found it under is called the crown weave. So this will be an adjustable dog collar, so I will be using a Biothane adapter for this collar. If you are not familiar with an adapter, I will leave a link below. I show you guys how you can make your own and where you can get your supplies from. If you choose to use leather instead of Biothane, you can still use my same instructions. So for the cords that we'll be using today, I already have my double cow's hitch hooked up to this dark teal in 550 paracord. If you are not familiar with how to do the double cow's hitch, I will leave another link below. I show you guys how you can hook it up to the square rings for an adapter, or if you choose to use a quick release buckle, I show you guys how to hook up the double cow's hitch to them as well in the same video. The other cords that we're going to be using are, I am using 550 paracord in all the colors. I have a golden copper, a fox orange and black. I have another dark teal, and then I have a burnt orange. So for the dark teal and the burnt orange, you are going to use half of what you would normally use on a project. You just want half of that amount. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to take your fox orange and black and you're going to cut that cord in half. Once you have it cut in half, what we're going to do is we're going to take the dark teal and we're going to fuse them together. So we'll take one of the fox orange and black, one of the dark teal, and we're going to fuse that cord together. And then we're going to take the burnt orange and the fox orange and black, the other cord, and we're going to fuse that one together. So I'm going to take my fox orange and black and my teal, and I'm going to fuse these two together. And the way you want to do this is, there's a couple of different ways on how to do it. I just melt the ends and then stick them together. It seems to work the best for me. I've tried the other ways and I've had a hard time with it, so I probably just need a lot more practice doing it, but this is the way that I like to do it. So I'm going to hold them together in one hand. You don't want them to be touching, and you are going to go back and forth with your lighter to melt the top, and you're going to make it nice and goopy so you can stick them both together. And now I'm going to stick it together. Be aware that this is really hot and you can burn yourself, so be very careful. You just want to hold it there for, I don't know, half a minute. It starts to harden. And now they're stuck together. Now I'm going to do the same for the orange, the fox orange, and the burnt orange. I'm going to just melt the ends and stick them together. If your cord is out like this, you're just going to want to trim it. Oh no. Okay, so for the first cord that we are going to add to our project is going to be the golden copper, and you're just going to want to loosen up these two cow's hitches, and you're going to go in between those two cow's hitches. I go from right to left. I am using a paracord needle. If you do not have one, that's quite alright. You can melt the end of your cord to make a hard cap to be able to push it through. So I'm just going to go right through the middle of the cow's hitches. So you're going to go on the side and you're just going to go through both of your cow's hitches, just like that. You're going to bring your cord to the other side, and I got to loosen it up a little bit more. Pull it through to the other side, and you're going to bring the middle of your cord to the top of your work. Okay, so the next cord that we're going to add is going to be our burnt orange and fox orange and black cord that are connected. What you want to do here is you want to make a loop, and you want that fused area to be at the top of your loop. You want your burnt orange to be on your left side. You're going to take this loop now and you're going to go down your square ring at the top. So you just want to go right through it. You want to now go in between your two elongated teal cords, and you want to just pull up on this loop. You just want to bring it right up the middle. And now what you're going to do is you're going to take these cords at the top and you're just going to go push them right down that loop that you pulled up, and you want to pull these through. And what you're doing is you're just making a single cow's hitch. You don't have to tighten it up too tight because we're going to go through this cow's hitch with our next cord. So the last cord that you should have is the dark teal and the fox orange and black cord that are connected. And what we want to do is we're going to go right through this single cow's hitch that we just made. Make sure that you're going through with the teal cord. So you want to just go right through this cow's hitch. Make sure that your teal is the one that you're starting with, and it will be on the left side. And now Once you get it to the middle, which is going to be this fused area, now you can start to tighten everything up. You're going to want to hide those fused areas in the back side of the collar. So just take your time when you're tightening it up, so you can get those fused areas hidden. Alright, once you're at this spot, what you want to do is double check your measurements. Make sure that nothing has moved around after you've tightened it up. And you can roll up your ends to make it a little bit easier to weave with. I did roll up my teals a little bit different. So the teal cords that I have coming out of my double cow's hitch, I rolled up smaller. The one that I put through the one cow's hitch in the middle, I rolled that up a little bit bigger, and that's just to help me figure out which one I'm supposed to be grabbing. Once you have all that taken care of, we can just get started. I'm going to be starting off on my right side with my smaller bundle of teal, and what I want to do here is I want to go over the first elongated cord to my right, straight down the center, and underneath this left elongated cord. So I'm just going to come out the left. So take your bundle, you're going to go over the first cord, straight down the center, and then underneath that second elongated cord. You're going to take now the smaller bundle of teal on your left side. You're going to want to bring it underneath your work, or sorry, you're going to want to bring it underneath your cord that you just worked. You're going to go over the first elongated cord that's going to be on your left. You're going to go down the center, but then you're going to come and kind of diagonal come up this loop that you just made. So take the one on the left and go underneath the cord that you just worked. You're going to go over the first elongated cord, which is on your left, down the center, and then you have your loop right here on your right. You're just going to come up that loop. Next, what we're going to do is we are going to work the golden copper cord. And what we're going to do is, again, start off on your right side. You're going to go over your work, straight down the center, and then you're going to come up this loop that's on your right side. So take your golden copper on your right, go over, right down the center, and then bring it up that loop on your right side. Next, you're going to take the one on the left, you're going to go over again, down the center, but this time you're going to come up the left loop. So take your golden copper on the left and go over, straight down the center, and then bring it up this loop on the left. The next cords that we're going to work are the fox, orange, and black cords. So you have the one that's coming out of the center, and then you have the one that's coming out of the side. You're going to take the one that's coming out of the center, and you're going to find these two horizontal pieces of teal that are in the middle. What you're going to do now is you're going to take the one that's coming out of the center, you're going to go over these two horizontal cords, and then you're going to come up on the right side of your working cord. So over and around those two horizontal pieces, and then you're going to come up the right side of your cord. Now you're going to take the other fox, orange, and black cord, and you're going to do the same thing, but you're going to just do it to the right of the cord that you just worked. So just be on that right side, and you're going to go over and around, and you're going to come up the right side of the working cord. So go over and around and up the right side of the working cord. The next cord that you're going to work is going to be your burnt orange and the teal. What you want to do with these two cords is you just want to cross over the fox orange that you just worked. Those two. So you're just going to bring it over just like that. Now I'm going to take the teal cord first, and that's going to be the larger bundle of teal. Find these two horizontal pieces again, lift up on them. You're going to take your teal now and you're going to go over those two horizontal pieces, but you're going to come up the left side of your working cord. So go over and around and come up the left side of your working cord, and then take the orange, the burnt orange, do that same thing, but you're going to go to the right of your teal. So you're going to go over and around those two horizontal pieces, but come up the left side of your working cord. So go over and around and come up the left, and just drape it down. And then what you can do now is tighten everything up. Alright, once you've tightened everything up, we can start that weave all over again. So we're going to start off on our right side, and we're going to take the smaller bundle of teal on the right, and we want to go over the first elongated cord, straight down the center, and then come out the left side. So go over, straight down the center, and out the left. Next you're going to take your left smaller bundle of teal. You're going to go underneath the cord that you just worked, over the first elongated cord which is on your left, straight down the center, and then come up this loop. So take the one on the left and go underneath. You want to go over the first, straight down the center, and then just bring it back up that loop on your right. Next we're going to take the golden copper, take the one on the right, we're going to go over our work, straight down the center, and then come up the loop on your right. So go over, straight down the center, and then come up this loop on your right. Take the one on the left, you're going to go over your work, straight down the center, and come up this loop on the left. So go over, straight down the center, and then up that loop on the left. So the next cords that we're going to work are our fox orange, and what we're going to do is you're going to take the one that is in the center. So you have one basically on the right, one on the left. Take that one on the right. What you're going to want to do is find those two horizontal pieces again. And what we're going to do here is we're going to go over those two horizontal pieces around, and then you want to come up the left side of your working cord. So go over and around, and then up the left. Take now your other fox orange and black, and you're going to do that same thing. You're going to go over and around, and you want to come up to the left of your working cord, but you're going to stay to the left of the cord that you just worked as well. So just go over and around and up the left side. Next, what we're going to do is we are going to take our burnt orange and our teal, and we can bring these to the left. And I'm going to work my burnt orange first. So I want to be to the left of the cords that I just worked, the fox orange and black. I want to be to the left of those. And I'm going to go over these two horizontal pieces again, and I'm going to come out the right side of my working cord. So take your orange, go over and around, and come up the right side of your cord. Do the same with the teal. Go to all the way to the left, and you're going to go over those two horizontal pieces, around, and come up the right side of your cord. So go over and around and up, and then you can tighten it up. Alright, once you have that nice and tight, you might notice how your two fox orange cords and your larger bundle of teal and your burnt orange, they kind of, the way they come out of your collar, they're kind of already trying to crisscross. So if you want to crisscross them in the beginning of the weave, that works too. And I'm going to do that this time so you can see what I'm talking about. So I'm going to take my fox orange and black. These cords are going to be underneath the teal and the burnt orange. So I'm just going to bring those across. And now I'm going to work my smaller bundle of teal on my right side. And I want to go over this first cord, straight down the center, and then underneath that second elongated cord. Then I'm going to take my smaller bundle of teal on my left side, go underneath the cord that I just worked. Whoops. And then I want to go over this first cord, straight down the center, up this loop on my left, right. Then I'm going to take my golden copper cords. I'm going to start with the one on my right, and I'm going to go over my work, straight down the center, and then I want to come up this loop on my right. Take the one on the left, go over my work, straight down the center, and then up that loop on my left. So next I'm going to work my fox orange and black cords. I'm going to take the one that's on my right side and find those two horizontal pieces, go around them, and you want to be on the right side of your working cord. Take the one on the left, go to the left side of the cord that I just worked, find those two horizontal pieces again, go around them, and come up the right side of my working cord. Now we'll go to the left, and we're going to start with our teal. What I want to do here is I want to go to the right of the cords that I just worked, find those two horizontal pieces, take my teal now, the larger bundle, go over and around these two horizontal pieces and come up the left side of my working cord. Then you can take your orange, go over and around those two horizontal pieces again, and come up the left side of your working cord. And then you can tighten it up. Okay, so I went a few more weaves down so you can see a bigger portion done. And I'm just going to continue this weave all the way down the collar until I get to the end, and I'll show you guys how I do the tie off and what it looks like when it is finished. Just always remember as you're doing your weave that your teal and your burnt orange are always going to be on the top when you cross them over with the fox orange and black cord. Alright, so I will see you guys when I am at the end. Alright, so I'm at the end of my collar and I took it off the jig, and now we can weave in the cords. I am going to be using a paracord needle for this. It's also called a fit. I always call it a paracord needle. If you are looking into getting one of these, I highly recommend getting it from Paracord EU or Paracord Galaxy. Those two I've bought from them. They've never failed me. I have a couple of packs that I've gotten on Amazon and they do not work. The cord does not screw into the top of the needle. I don't know what the problem is. I'm just assuming that the threads are no good on them. I don't know, but I've always had a problem. And Paracord Galaxy and Paracord EU, I've never had a problem with the fits that I've bought from them. So we're going to start on our sides, and we're going to start with the teal and the golden copper. So I'm going to start off on my right side and get my needle on. Okay, so you have a gap in between your work and your two cow's hitches. You want to go in that gap with both teal and both golden copper. You're just going to take it from front to back through that opening. Alright, once you have those cords put through, what we're going to do next is we're going to work with the fox orange and black cords. So I'm going to start with the one all the way to the right, and where I want to go through with this cord is you have a hole in between your two cow's hitches right here. You're going to want to go in that hole with the cord that is all the way to the right. So I got the one on the right, and I'm just going to go right through that hole, pull it through, and now we have the cord on the left side, and you're going to want to go through that same opening between the two cow's hitches and your work that you put the copper and the teal through. You're going to just go through that opening as well. And you want to go to the left with it. And for the last two cords, the orange cord is going to go through that hole that's in between your two cow's hitches, and then the teal is going to go through the opening between the cow's hitches and your work. So I'll take the orange, and I'm going to go right through that hole again, and it's going to be a little tight because you already got one cord through there. You're just going to pull that through. And now for the teal. I'm going to go all the way to the right in between the cow's hitches and my work, where you put the copper cord and the other teal. You're going to go right in that opening and pull this through. And now you can get everything nice and tight. So once you have it nice and tight, now we can flip it over and we can work on cutting and melting the cords on the back. So what I like to do is I like to start off on my left side and go towards the right and just work my way down with each cord. I like to cut them about ½ an inch, maybe a little bit less. I fray it out, and I like to melt it. If you do it this way, you can take these cords and pull them out of the way so they don't melt as well. And I'm going to be using this tool. It's a knotter's tool. I like to roll it on the melted part, but you can use a knife. You can even use your scissors if you have metal scissors. Just be careful. So I'm going to melt this. And then I will just roll this down and hold it. And then I'm going to take my next cord, which is going to be my copper, and I will do the same. Fray it out. Melt it. And then squish this one down. So I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to do the same thing all the way down. After you have your cords melted and stuck down, you can use your collar as is. You can hook up your adapter and be on your way. I am going to be using a little bit of Gorilla Glue on the ends that I melted. Just a little bit of extra security on them. And I use clear, non-foaming Gorilla Glue. I'm just going to smear that on there, and I will let this dry. And once it's dry, I'll show you guys what the finished result looks like.